Hello students, welcome to your bio class. In this video lesson, we are going to study about lymphatic system, which consists of lymph vessels and lymphatic organs. But before starting about lymph and lymphatic system, let us try to recall about the blood circulatory system, which we have discussed in previous video. As we all know that heart pumps the oxygen-rich blood through the arteries all the way into the blood capillaries, where the cells of our body start removing the oxygen from the blood and starts throwing carbon dioxide back into the blood. And then the deoxygenated blood goes all the way up through the veins into the heart, which then sends it to lungs for oxygenation. After oxygenation, blood comes back into the heart again, and the cycle goes on like this. You must remember that blood flowing through arteries is under high pressure, and cows push on the walls of the arteries, which ultimately turns into capillaries. The walls of the capillaries are just 1 cell thick, as you can see in this diagram. Due to pressure, plasma of blood along with some proteins and other substances starts oozing out through the pores of the capillaries and fills up the space between these cells. This is what we call as tissue fluid or interstitial fluid. Sometimes it is also called as extracellular fluid. This, if accumulated, would cause swelling and also ultimately damage to the cell. Moreover, tissue fluid contains a lot of things which must be put back into the bloodstream. Here comes the role of lymphatic system, which picks up the excess fluid and returns it to the circulatory system. Red blood cells do not ooze out of the pores because they are too big to pass through them. Some of the tissue fluid may be reabsorbed into the blood vessels, but most of it enters another set of minute vessels called as lymph vessels, where it is called as lymph. The term lymph is derived from Latin word lympha, meaning water. This lymphatic system, we can say lymphatic vessels, begin as the lymphatic capillaries made of endothelial cells. The lymph flows through the lymph vessels due to contractions of the surrounding muscles. Lymph vessels on the way drain lymph into lymph nodes, from where lymph vessels pour lymph into major anterior veins close to the entry into the right auricle, as it is shown in this diagram. Let's see the composition of the lymph. Cellular part consists mostly of lymphocytes. Non-cellular part consists of water and solids such as proteins, fats, carbohydrates, along with enzymes and antibodies. Now let's see the functions of the lymph. Children, lymph play the nutritive function by supplying the nutrition and oxygen to those parts where blood cannot reach. It is involved in some drainage function also. It drains away the excess tissue fluid and metabolites and returns proteins to the blood from tissue spaces. Let's see the absorptive function. Fats from the intestine are absorbed through the lymphatics. They are also involved in the defense. Lymphocytes and monocytes present in the lymph function to defend the body. Let's see what are lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped structures scattered throughout the lymphatic system. Lymph passes through a number of lymph nodes which serve as filters and cleans the fluid before it reaches the bloodstream. Lymph nodes have macrophages which swallow the pathogens and kill them. They also contain lymphocytes, T cells and B cells, which kills the germs, producing antibodies to the invading germs. Now let's see the lymphatic organs. Primary lymphatic organs are thymus and bone marrow, which are sites of lymphocyte formation and maturation. Secondary lymphatic organs include lymph nodes and spleen. Students, the tonsils on the sides of the neck are the examples of lymph nodes. Let's see about spleen. It is the largest lymphatic organ, about the size of a clenched fist. It is reddish brown in color, as you can see in this diagram, and it is situated in the abdominal region behind the stomach and left kidney. Functions of a spleen. Spleen acts as a blood reservoir, and in emergency situations like hemorrhage, mental stress, etc., spleen releases stored blood into the bloodstream. Spleen also produces lymphocytes. In adults, it destroys worn out RBCs, sharing this function with the liver. In an embryo, it produces RBCs. So with this, we have come to the end of this video lesson. Goodbye, everyone.